Hello class. Today we're going to be talking about writing linear equations. So previously we had talked about how linear equations were written in the form of y equal mx plus b. Where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. And the slope is also measured as rise over run, or the change in y over the change in x. And your y-intercept is where your graph crosses the y-axis, that is the vertical axis. There are a variety of ways that you may be asked to write a linear equation. The easiest of these is going to be if you're given your slope and a y-intercept. So let's say you're given a slope of 5, or an m equal 5, and a b or a y-intercept that's equal to 2. And so for this, you're just going to substitute these values into your y equal mx plus b equation. So the linear equation for a line that has a slope of 5 and a y-intercept of 2 is going to be y equal 5x plus 2. Oftentimes, however, that's not going to be the case. Sometimes you may be given your slope, so let's say you have a slope of 1/2, and a point on your line. So let's say you're given the point 4, 1. Now, in this case, we know our slope, so we know that for our y equal mx plus b equation, we know that our slope is 1/2. However, this time we don't know our b. So in lieu of not having our b, we know that we have an x and a y coordinate, and so we can substitute these x and y coordinates in to our equation. So we have an x coordinate of 4, and we have a y coordinate of 1. So we're given the equation y equal 1/2 times 4 plus b. 1/2 times 4 is going to give us 2. So we get y1 equal 2 plus b. We subtract 2 from both sides. 1 minus 2 is going to be -1, and we have a result of -1 equal b. Now we have an m of 1/2, and we have a b of -1. So we can now substitute these back into our original equation of y equal mx plus b. So when we do so, we're going to have y equal 1/2 x minus 1. Alright, let's practice now on one. So let's say that we are given an m of 2 and a point of 1, -3. So go ahead, try this one out on your own. Remember that you're using y equal mx plus b to write your equation. If you need to pause the video for more time, go ahead. I'll give you about 20 seconds to figure out what your b is and write your equation. Alright, so we know that our slope is 2, so y equal mx plus b. We're going to put a 2 where our m is. Then our x coordinate is 1, and our y coordinate is -3. So we have -3 equal 2 times 1 plus b. 2 times 1 is going to be 2. So we have -3 equal 2 plus b. We subtract 2. And -3 minus 2 is going to be -5. So -5 equal b. Now, there's another case where instead of being given a slope and a point, you may be given 2 points. So let's say we have, for example, 2, 8 and 4, 6. So in this case, we have a point, but we don't have a slope, and we don't have our y-intercepts. However, we do know that we can find our slope from 2 points. And we know that the slope is equal to the change in y between those points. So in this case, it's going to be 6 minus 8 over the change in x of those points. So in this case, it's going to be 4 minus 2. Remember, that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this case, 6 minus 8 is going to be negative 2. 4 minus 2 will be 2. Negative 2 over 2 is going to be negative 1. And that's going to be equal to m. So now we have our slope and we have 2 points. So either point is going to work for this. So we've got, I'm going to use the point 2 comma 8, and I know that my m is negative 1. So I have y equal mx plus b. M is equal to negative 1. My x is 2. And my y is 8. So I have 8 equal negative 1 times 2 plus b. Negative 1 times 2 will be negative 2. So I have 8 equal negative 2 plus b. Add 2. And I get 10 equal b. Let's try that equation with 4 comma 6 instead. So since we have 2 points on the same line and the same slope, we should get the same line. But let's just verify to make sure. So we've got y equal mx plus b. M is equal to negative 1. X is equal to 4. And y is going to be equal to 6. So I have 6 equal negative 1 times 4 plus b. Negative 1 times 4 will be a negative 4. So 6 equal negative 4 plus b. I add 4 to both sides, and I get 10 is equal to b. So my equation is going to be y equal negative 1x plus 10. I don't think that we actually wrote the equation on the last one, but we did get our b value of 10. Alright, now let's try doing a problem as an example. So I'm going to give you 2 points, and I want you to find the slope between those points and then write the equation of the line that contains those 2 points. So let's say we're given points of negative 1 comma 4 and 2 comma 10. So remember that for this you'll need to first find the slope of the line between these 2 points, and you'll need to substitute that into your y equal mx plus b equation to write the line. So I'll give you about 20 seconds to do so. Feel free to pause the video for more time if you need.
Mr. Crum, class will meet in the library today.
Alright, so we're going to have m is equal to our change in y, which is going to be 10 minus 4, over our change in x, which will be 2 minus a negative 1. 10 minus 4 will be 6. 2 minus a negative 1, remember that whenever we subtract a negative, we add it. It's going to give us 2 plus 1, which is 3, and 6 over 3 will equal 2. So I know that my slope is 2, and I have my coordinates. I can use either of these coordinates to write the equation of my line. I'm going to use the second one just because it doesn't have a negative number in it. So I know that my m is 2, my x is also 2, and my y is going to be 10. So I have 10 equal 2 times 2 plus b. 2 times 2 is going to be 4. So I have 10 equal 4 plus b. Subtract 4 from both sides, and I get b is equal to 6. So now that I have my m of 2 and my b of 6, I can write the equation of my line. And that equation is going to be y equal 2x plus 6. Alright, so it's going to conclude our lesson for the day on how to write the equations of lines given either a slope and a y-intercept, where you just substitute your values in, a slope and a point on the line, where you sub in your slope and then you sub in those 2 points for your x and y coordinates, and 2 points in which you have to first find the slope between those points and then use either of those points in order to write the equation of that line.